Hello, my darling. Before this episode begins, I did want to come into your ear with a little bit of a tech warning. That's right, because I do everything by myself, sometimes the tech will be a little bit tricky and I'm not going to know about it until after the recording. This episode is a case of that. So the audio you're going to hear is actually coming from the camera and not the microphones that we were speaking into. So please do bear with us. This is a great episode. I do hope you stick around, and if you do stick around, here's a little content warning for you. Birds and Bees Don't Fuck is intended for a mature audience and may not be suitable for those under the age of 18. Because we are discussing formative sex education and formative sexual experiences, we may veer into topics such as suicide, domestic violence, or sexual assault. In this podcast and any other, please do always take care. Audience discretion is advised. Now, without further ado, we've got all the content and tech warnings out of the way. Please do enjoy the show. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but sex education of the past failed us. Because birds and bees, they don't fuck. Welcome to Birds and Bees Don't Fuck, a show where we learn exactly how bad our formative sex education, or lack thereof, really was. I'm your host, Ariel Zadok. I'm an intimacy coordinator, sexologist, and producer. My guest today is an actress, comedian, and creator of two of the best comedy shows in LA. Welcome to the show, my friend Christina Calph.
Yes!
I know it's loud. It's so loud. Hi, we're doing it.
Hi,
You are a hard woman to catch down with all these shows that you're running around town doing.
Well, we've been partying too.
I know. We are just coming off the holidays. We're recording this in January on a rainy day.
Yes.
It is. It's weird when it's rainy in LA. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Where is this world?
Do you like the sound of it though?
I do. I love the sound of it, except for when I have to like get up and do something.
Yeah. Then it's not fun, but it's nice to like hear it. I try to enjoy it when I'm like sleeping and I hear the sound of the rain, but then I'm like, oh, you know, what else can you do to enjoy it?
Yeah. I mean, you can go out and dance in the rain.
That's true.
You just have to be like, dancing in the rain is a really good thing to do because it does activate like all these like sensory
When
things.
you dance in the
I
rain?
don't, but that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Is that like it's a really good thing to do, and I'm not doing it because it's cold and I don't want to be cold. But like, it is. I mean, okay, so
next time it rains, I'm gonna call you up since we live so close next to each other, and we're gonna go dance in the rain. We're gonna film it.
Yes, and you know what? With you, we will. That's the thing.
We have danced on the beach.
We have danced on a beach.
We had a blast doing that.
We had so much fun, and that was a cool day
just
too.
like this.
Yeah, headphones. It was a silent disco.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ Beach Ball. We did a silent disco.
Don't give him a shout out. Make sure he gives you a, like charge him for that, Ariel.
Monetization.
Right. DJ Schmeech Mall. You're on the Schmeech. On the Schmartha July.
In the Schmummer. Oh my god, I'm already getting hot because we're funny.
Hot and funny.
Okay. Hot, funny, and comfortable. That's how I like to be.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's okay. So what I was going to say is that both of us grew up in New York, different parts of New York.
Yes.
But in New York, when it rains in the summer, then you can go outside in the rain and you can feel the rain on your skin and like there's like this air, this like summer air, moist. People hate that word. So I'm going to ASMR it for you. Moist. But, like there's just this air. But in LA, when it rains, it's fucking cold out. So it's a lot harder to do that.
Mm-hmm. You have a nice voice.
Oh my god.
Listening to you like this. Sorry. I just like when you did the moisting, I'm like, oh my god, Ariel. Okay.
Yeah, so if anybody needs voiceovers.
Yeah, you sound really good.
Hear the word moist.
I would listen to the audiobook that was you.
Yay!
I would like really like that. Anyway, so
yeah, I would love to do audiobooks. That would be super fun.
You'd be really like now I'm not like trying to look at you and listening to you talk. I'm like, oh my god, you sound so relaxing.
Hello, Christina.
Ooh.
Good morning. It's a rainy day in Los Angeles.
I love it. You're giving me the tingles. I watch ASMR videos.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it puts me to sleep. Oh, look, you gave me the tingles with that.
Yeah, we love the tingles. It's the senses, right? Like everything we're talking about is activating the senses.
Yes.
And what is sensuality but activating the senses?
Hey!
Okay, so since we started talking about New York, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town outside of Buffalo, New York called, Dunkirk. That's where I was born. And then there's also Fredonia. So Dunkirk, Fredonia area is where I'm from.
Is there a SUNY Fredonia?
Yes.
Why did I always think that was in Long Island?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. There's so many SUNYs. I went to a SUNY school. Mm-hmm. There's so many fucking SUNYs.
There is.
I can't keep track of them.
There is. Wait, which one did you go to?
Oneonta.
Oh yeah, I knew about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's when you're by a SUNY, you know about all the SUNYs.
That's true. That's definitely true. When you go to a SUNY, you know about all the SUNYs too.
Yes. Yeah. That's fun.
So was it a small town? Because Buffalo is like a pretty decent sized city, isn't it?
Buffalo is 45 minutes where I'm from.
Okay.
I'm from southern tier. Mm-hmm. So when I rarely went to Buffalo, but I say I'm from Buffalo because like people don't know Dunkirk or Fredonia. But I would always say Buffalo. But then when I went to Buffalo, like as I got older, I would take like pole classes.
Really?
Yes, when I would go home, aerial classes, because I'm like, oh, I just want to like do something. They'd be like, people from Buffalo are like, where are you from? And I'm like, Dunkirk. And they're like, what's that? They don't even know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes away.
Yes. And they're like, they don't know it. And then they're like, if they do know it, they're like, do you get cell phone service down there?
Wow.
Yes, because it's like a little.
Do y'all have toilets inside?
Yes. Well, my area is like very red. So like it's very in New York State, it's like my county is very red, and I don't think Buffalo is though.
I don't know. It was really interesting because I grew up right outside of New York City. So it's a blue area, liberal. I mean, we've got the reds too, but like it's a liberal area, lots of diversity because we're right outside of the city. I always call it a suitcase town, which is probably not the official way to say it. But
wait, what do you mean by suitcase town?
So I totally made that up. That's bullshit. But I call it a suitcase town because in my head it's like one of those. It's a place where like people like take their suitcases and go to the city to work all day and then they come home. Like that's
Do you have the train right there?
There's trains, there's buses. People drive. My dad they live in Florida now. He still flies back to do work in the city. So, like, he's still working in the city. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, my dad's like me. Like, neither one of us are ever going to stop working because we just love doing stuff. Like, we have to keep busy, right? Mm-hmm. You're like that, too. He's an Aries, you're an Aries.
Yes. And you're Leo.
Yes. That's why we like each other.
Yes, I love
so much fire. So much fire. But yeah, I would just call it a suitcase town because it's a commuter town. So not everybody, but so many people just commute to the city because it's like 30 miles away. Like it's right there. Yeah. So it's super close. But when I went to school upstate, first of all, for so many people, I was the first Jew that they ever saw. Yeah. So that was like, what? And
so where's Oneonta?
Oneonta is 45 minutes west of Albany.
Oh yeah, you were really.
I was like in the sticks, and like people had accents, and of course, like at a SUNY school,
is it like my accent?
Probably. I don't know. It was like the first time that I met New Yorkers.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
No, because yours is more like Minnesota, Bobby?
Because I'm Western.
Yeah.
So I'm like the tip. Wait, I'll do it this way. So I'm like the tip.
Yeah.
And then like low. So really close to Ohio and the Canadian border.
Ohio! Yeah. And that's where your accent comes from.
You were up here, right?
I'm down by the city.
So but Oneonta, right? Was by Albany, which is...
Yeah. I haven't looked at a New York map in a real long time. So but New York is Western. Like, oh my God.
Up.
I'm tired today. It's, Oneonta is west.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's like northwest. But it's cool. 6 hours, something like that from New York City.
Got it.
So...
Oh, wow, yeah.
But people have country accents. Mm-hmm. So being from New York City, pretty much, I never heard anything. I was like, wait, how? But you're from New York and you talk like that? Like, I don't understand.
What the fuck is going on in this?
Like, yeah, like I knew, like obviously I know Long Island and I know the city and I know like variations on like a New York accent, but I was like, why do they have a Southern accent?
You were like, Ariel, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
All of the accents are a little incomplete.
Oh my God.
You're great with your parodies, by the way. So
stop it.
Yeah, so we're going to get back to the sex education for a second here.
Okay.
But I just kind of want to shift into Comedy Poll Show because you write these parody songs for Comedy Poll Show that are so fucking funny and so much fun.
You're so sweet.
But it's true. They're so much fun.
I want them to be original songs, you guys. Ugh, but I'm just so... It takes so much work to do that. And how the hell am I going to... Can I, any musicians that are watching this, please, like, I'd love to do original songs, but parody is like an easy way to do it really quick.
Yeah, it is. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know where you're rhyming. You know where your scenes are. Like, you don't have to focus on the musicality. You can just focus on the lyrics and like, what is the message here? Like, what am I trying to do?
But my dream, like my goal, like right now, I've got a little bit of time until February 21st, my next show, and so I'm really trying to cultivate original songs like Rachel Bloom's or oh my God,
yeah.
Original songs are so great.
I'm a huge fan of musical comedy. Morgan J is going to be on the show in a month.
Yes.
So listen to the February. I think he's going to be on March 6th, and this is going to be February 7th.
Wait, his song. Spoiler alert! One of his songs. Wait, was it?
Can I get it? Yeah, or a cha. Are you in Spanish?
He's got he has that one video that went viral with him and this chick, and it was like,
the Barbie one?
The Hinge one. It's like my first date on Hinge, and it's can I look at your butt with the butthole with the lights on? Big fan of Morgan J, you guys.
Big fan of Morgan J.
Were you on his show that he did? He did Comedy Poll Show. Were you on that show?
No,
did you do dancing?
I wasn't dancing on that show, but that was the first time that I saw him, and that's why I was like, this guy's fucking funny.
I was so that was at the Virgil. Where I started the show was at Comedy Poll Show. My first venue was the Virgil, and there, the green room is upstairs, and then you walk down the stairs, and then you go on the stage. And Morgan, more than any guest I've ever had, I heard a roar of laughter.
Oh yeah,
with him.
Yeah, and
I was like, I forgot where I was. I was like doing stuff, like talking to the comics and stuff, and I heard this roar, and I was like feeling like I was like, it felt like a Netflix special, and I'm like, Christina, that's your show, and I was like, holy shit, and it was fucking Morgan, and I was like, whoa. What the hell is he doing? The Comedy Poll Show audience loves Morgan.
Yeah.
Bunch of perverts.
I mean, an audience loves Morgan, right? Like, he's fucking hilarious. He's on the rise. Like, so happy he came on the show. Thanks, Morgan. So
oh my God, I want to listen to that.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked about Comedy Poll Show on the show. We talked about it, maybe not on air. I think it was on air. Anyway, this is not about him. It's about you.
Yes.
And your show.
Yes.
So so you have Comedy Poll Show, and just tell people real quick what Comedy Poll Show is.
But the reason why I talk about Morgan is, are we supposed to look in the camera?
You can do whatever you want.
Because this is an audio thing.
It's a little bit of both.
Hello.
The people on YouTube like looking at us. So hello, YouTube. If you're listening on the podcasts, come on over to YouTube too. Look at us.
Yes. Look at our boobs. No, I'm just kidding. No, but my show is a variety show where I have different, you got to be good. To be on the show. So, top-notch comics and pole dancers that come on the show. So I'll get but I also, the comedy isn't just stand-up. It's musical comedy. It's clowning. It's characters. I want to try sketch. Well, I've started to incorporate more sketch with my stuff that I do, because to create more of a world as I continue to build the show and change venues. Because venues the venue I'm at now is just Dynasty Typewriter is incredible.
Yeah,
I love you, Dynasty. They support me in my visions, and they're the best tech in town. So if you do live shows, try to get your ass into Dynasty Typewriter. They're the best. But yeah, so I get to know a shit ton of comics because I have that show, and then my other show that I created, last Improv show. So I'm constantly around, mainly sometimes just actors, but mainly comedic performers.
Yeah, and let's also say it's usually high profile too. It's not like people that are on the up and up. Like Morgan, yes, he was on the up and up, but No, I don't know how high profile he was at the time. Now he's pretty high profile, for sure. But like a year and a half later.
He was popular then too.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
He definitely fits he's killing it comedy-wise.
Fucking killing it. Yeah, his entire tour was sold out before he even started. So like that's the caliber that we're talking about that come onto Comedy Pole Show and Last Improv Show. But it's like top tier talent.
It wasn't at first it was not intentional.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to I didn't know how to book a show when I first started. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just wanted to do a live show because I'm an actress and I wasn't really working. So I was like, I want to do a show. But LA, assholes are like you guys are so spoiled here in LA.
Oh my God.
People listening, like just so you know, LA, you want to see a famous person, very easy to do that in LA.
Literally any night of the week.
Yes, like
literally go to any comedy club for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody will walk
Tuesday.
in that you see on TV and you're like, oh my God. Like even Adam Sandler, like when he's working stuff out, when you know he's working stuff out for 2 weeks and he's popping in on shows. So LA audience members are very spoiled. So I had to bring it in order to afford to do the show because, paying for the pole dancers, I have to guarantee them an amount to come out because pole dancing is not cheap. It's not cheap to train in pole dancing. Like the people,
the outfits, the shoes.
This even the preparation to do the routine, so I have to make a certain amount just to afford to do the show. So how do I do that? I try to get the biggest names I can. I had to do it, and then I got a little bit addicted to that because I'm like, oh shit, because I've had to get the biggest names that I could get. My show is incredible. So it's the talent is just. When you get someone who's a big name, there's a reason why they are a big name. It's because they're really super talented. And so my show has just gotten really funny. Yeah. And then I started this last show I had Bob Odenkirk and Robert Smigel on that show. And I was sitting backstage watching it and I was dying laughing. And that was a big moment for me because I'm like, holy shit, I'm laughing at my own show.
Yeah. And by the way, that's Triumph. That's Triumph the Comedy Insult Dog.
Yes.
It was fucking hilarious.
Triumph. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's Comedy Pole Show.
Yeah. So going back to growing up in a little red dot.
Oh my God.
In teeny tiny do you have phones there dot. What was your sex education like?
Oh my God. Okay. So oh my God. Okay. So I went to a Catholic school.
Oh.
So so that one was Catholic school scared the crap out of me. I'm very sensitive, intuitive. I think that's why I love you so much. I love Ariel, you guys so much. We're actually she's one of my favorite friends. Well, she's up there. If you have 5 friends, Ariel's one of them. Well, listen, you guys, this podcast is gonna be very successful. I just want to point that out.
No.
It's going to be because you have a prominent voice. And you're not what I love about you is you are very you speak your mind and that's why I know you're gonna be successful and I'm so happy I got in before she got too popular.
Oh my God.
And she's too popular for me. Anyways, I stuck my little ass
That's
in.
the woman with 2 of the top fucking shows in LA.
But that's gonna be you. And that's gonna be you with this podcast. And I'm predicting it right now. Right now it's January 2024. I guarantee you that by the end of 2024 you're gonna pop. You're gonna get big people because you're amazing. But that's why I love you.
Love it.
So,
love it. Let's do it.
And attracted to people that are intuitive. Anyways, my whole point was we're witchy. Yes. You know what I mean? We're very intuitive. We're into spirituality and stuff like that. So I've always kind of been weird little girl, like that. And so Catholic school did not vibe with me. Didn't have the best. Oh my God, I still got your sticker. You guys, these stickers are amazing. In my hand, I'm holding on to it.
Play with it.
Sorry,
it's a little toy for you.
Playing with it.
Yeah.
I love these stickers. They're so you guys. I don't know if you can see it.
And those are the special ones that you can only get directly from me. Ooh. I have other ones on Birds and Bees Don't Fuck, but you can't get the ones with the hologram unless you get it from me.
Ooh.
Directly. So yours are special.
Competition.
Okay. So scared Catholic school, you're a little witchy, not vibing.
No. And so they would have the priest come in on Wednesdays when I was in the 6th grade, and they would tell us if you were bad, the devil would take over your body. And everybody else was laughing, all the other kids were laughing. But now I remember there's one other boy that I actually got along with who wasn't. Now it's remembering, I don't think he was laughing because he and I both got left the school after that shit.
Oh no. That's, how old were you when that was happening?
6th grade, so.
So you were like 12?
Shit. Yeah.
Or 11?
Yeah,
like
no,
11,
you're right,
12,
you're right.
Something like that? That's really scary.
I
To
was
tell a
traumatized.
12-year-old that the devil's gonna take over your body?
Yes.
Yikes.
If you're bad. And
If you're bad.
the other kids were laughing. I think they knew how to just take it.
Yeah.
But me being spiritual and all that stuff, which I eventually discovered about myself, more and more, I was like, holy shit. So that's kind of like, so I was very sensitive to that kind of like the ideology, you know, like there, you would go to church and all that stuff and say you burn in hell if you have sex before you're married. And then I don't know why, I can't remember. And in fact, the little boy too, well, no, he's not little, he's, you know, we went to school together, but we both opted out of that's so funny. We had a lot in common. He became a pilot for American Airlines, and then he stayed with me in New York. He came and like stayed, like he crashed in my thing while he was like in school. So that's interesting.
That's funny.
Like, just, you know, for me, just interesting thinking back about this. But they had this whole program where they were going to show you how a baby
Was born, like the video?
Yeah.
The video?
Yes. And I asked to be opted out of it. And the other little boy did too.
Wow.
And I wonder, I think because now that I think of the logic why, I think, well, one, you know, I'm rebellious and I hated that school with I'm trying to remember, with all the devil stuff. So and also in the 6th grade too, that teacher was like, we'd have to write good deeds, and like I would write good deeds and he'd be like, that's not good enough. Gotta do something better. And it's like, okay, you know, so I was very like angry with the school. And also you had to pay to go to that school, and my personal family didn't have as much money, so I was always kind of looked on as like the weird, like kind of like not as good, like not as good as the other kids, because I didn't like, my family didn't make as much money.
Yeah.
So that too. So I was like a little bit like about it. So I didn't watch that video. I was like excused from that video. So I didn't really, oh yeah, Christina, you didn't know. Oh my gosh, like I'm having an epiphany.
Oh, I love this.
That's right.
This is the epiphany show.
I didn't know how sex happened until a boy asked me to come over.
How old?
I was a freshman in high school. This is a kid that, like, not to veer off, but it was a kid that I loved growing up. I thought he was the cutest thing ever. And then we were talking on like ICQ. I don't know. Not many people know what ICQ is. ICQ was like AIM. Yeah. But like not many people know it. But my town was into ICQ. So ICQ or AIM, he wrote me on, and I was like staying at my uncle's house in Fredonia, and he's like, yeah, come over. So I just left my uncle's house in the middle of the night. But I didn't think like, you know, I'm from a bow down town. Like I don't think like Christina, that means like sex. I didn't understand what sex was.
Yeah.
I didn't understand I don't think I even made out with a guy at that point.
What about movies? Did you ever watch sex in movies?
Yeah, but you don't really see. You
don't see what's
sex.
happening.
You just see like, and then you see like the sexy parts, but you see kissing, but you don't really see the act of it. So I didn't know how it went. Wow. And so then I went to this boy's house, and this is the first. Oh my God, it's like a traumatizing story I'm telling. It's like I walked all the way to this boy's house, which was actually really fucking far from my uncle's house. You know, really far. I don't know what possessed me. I don't know how I got away with it. I can't even.
Well, we got away with so much shit back then because we didn't have cell phones and nobody was tracking us. So we could walk for hours to get somewhere.
And I was thinking,
I walked everywhere when I was younger. Yeah. Everywhere. Because I couldn't ride a bike.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not until I was 28.
Really?
Yep.
Why didn't you ride a bike?
Because I kept falling off and I was like, fuck this.
Oh my God. That is so Leo.
I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
So you said fuck it?
I was like, I'm gonna fucking walk everywhere. I also did not run my mile in high school because I was like, I hate running. This is uncomfortable. Watch me do it fucking walking. And they're like, you can't do it walking. And I said, fucking watch me. And I did. I got my mile walking. I was power walking like seniors in the mall in the winter, hips striding.
That's what I love about you so much. Stick to your guns. Were your parents trying to teach you how to ride a bike and you were like, fuck this?
No, man, they had enough of my shit. let me quit things when I was like, I'm done. Because you know what? I have very good arguments as to why I did not want to do something.
This is why she's going to have a successful podcast. She
has very good boundaries.
That's so funny. But what made you okay, I know I'm bad at asking, but what made you decide to finally learn how to ride a bike?
I mean, I was living in New Zealand and I needed to, and I was also hooking up with this dude that he's like huge into bikes, and I was like, well, you could fucking teach me.
Oh, so it was a cock that made her.
That's right. We did some fucking, we did some riding, we did some more riding, and then we did some fucking and riding. All of it.
Oh my god, that's
fucking
so
riding.
Yes. Well, then you learned how to ride a bike.
Yeah, on a mountain bike on the side of Lake Wanaka.
Oh, that sounds cute.
Yeah. Actually, the first time I did try was with an ex and his kids, and I rode on, it was like a couple years before, and I rode his then 8-year-old old bike that he had grown out of.
Oh.
So I rode into the fucking side of the bridge, and I messed up my hands, but I was on like this small child's bike.
Oh my god.
And he had a 6-year-old also, or maybe she was 3 at the time, 3 or 4, I don't know, but he had like 2 little ones, so he was just like worried about his kids, and I'm just like riding the bike that the 8-year-old outgrew. That was the first time I tried again since I was a child. And then a couple years later I was in Wanaka with that guy, and I was like, he's like, well, let's go fucking teach you. And I was like, great, let's do it.
Oh, I love it.
I have this picture of me the first day that we went riding, and I'm like wearing his bike shorts because I didn't have shorts on me. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't have stopped at my house, but for some reason I was wearing his shorts. I don't know, man.
Quicker, easier.
You know, sometimes when you're in the throes of passion, you
yes,
just are like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear your shorts. Normally it's a sweatshirt, but anyway, back to you.
No, I love it. I love it.
So you're walking to this boy's house. You have no idea how sex works.
I don't think I even put I'm 14. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together about why I was going there.
Like that scene in Barbie.
Yeah. Really? What scene?
Oh, there's a scene in Barbie. I think Ken was like about to sleep over. Oh, he's like, oh, can I sleep over? And she's like, why would we do that?
Yes.
Or like something.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally like, what's that?
It was very much like that. Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that scene. Yeah, it was very much like that where I thought, oh, it's going to be fun. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk. Like, even though it's like the middle of the night, like 2 + 2 did not equal 4. I had no idea what I was doing. So I walked really far, and I just had a big crush on him. And then I got there, and then like, it was little, I can't totally remember, it's a million years ago, but we just like talked for very little, not really much talking at all. And then just went into his bedroom, and then like he was doing things to me, like I didn't even know what that was. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like I can't think, everything was very, very painful. Like even kissing was terrible, and I didn't want to kiss, but you're 14. Like when you're from like, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but from my experience, when you're 14, went to a Catholic school, then I went to public school after that for middle school and stuff, but I'm like I was very like, I was Catholic, so that means you don't have sex till you're married or you're going to hell. Mm-hmm. So,
well, and the devil's going to take over your body,
right.
And like there was so much messaging that
and
you were
I believed it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't the type to laugh like the other kids. Like after the devil takes over your body thing, it made me have like a little bit of OCD where I would we'd be in the car and I would only touch things with my right hand because I was also taught the right hand is good and the left hand is bad.
I'm a lefty, by the way.
You say you're bad. You're going to hell.
I'm a lefty Jew, so.
Oh my God, I wish I knew you then. I wish I knew you then.
You probably would have been terrified of me.
No, I would have loved you.
Oh, yay.
I would have adored you. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
You just intuitively know. You find your people.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't like, it's not like I've changed. I've always been the same Christina. Like if I knew you back then, Ariel, I would have been hooked.
Yeah, you just needed your...
You would have helped my anxiety.
You needed your witchy people.
If I knew a Jewish person back then, because there's not, like you said, there's not a lot of Jewish people, that would have been so perfect for me because it would have been like Catholicism. What the fuck is that? We don't believe in that shit. This is like what we believe in, and it would have been so good for me. But all I knew was you don't really, where I'm from, there wasn't really the internet either. I didn't really like see much else. I only thought there was like 3, even though you learn about it in books, like I didn't learn and like really take it in and be like, oh, there's all these religions and like races. Like I really only thought there was like white, black, and Puerto Rican. Like I thought those were the 3, like that's all that exist.
Well, because it's all you had access to.
Right. And so if someone said they were Jewish, I would understand what Jewish was, but I would not like...
But like not really understand that it's like a whole other religion. And
that was like something back in like Jesus time where like Jesus was Jewish and that was like a thing back then, but like does it exist really now? I don't know, because you're so in such a bubble.
Yeah.
And so but then so then what's it called? So then I went, and then that was terrible, and I think he tried to like have sex with me, and it was beyond painful.
Oh no.
And it was horrifying, and I think I was so, 14, I was never really did anything, didn't anything actually. And then I started to bleed when I went, because then I walked my ass back to my uncle's, and I felt very like, what the fuck did I just do? And I left my uncle's house like without asking permission or anything. Like I was a do-gooder because fear of God put in you. And so I was like, I just left him to go do that, and that's not what I wanted to do with this guy who I thought was so cute, and I maybe wanted to kiss him or be his girlfriend, but like that, no way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and maybe that's when I lost my virginity, even though he couldn't get it in. You think that's me losing my virginity?
Yeah. I mean, virginity isn't real, and so.
What do you mean it's not real?
So it's a social construct. So, and the whole popping a cherry thing is actually usually just tissue being scratched and a lack of lubrication and readiness for anything to be received in the vagina.
Yeah.
So a hymen is not complete over, like the hymen is in the baby to prevent the fluids in the womb from getting into the baby's body. So it's there when you're a baby, but once the baby is born, the hymen disintegrates. So it's a natural process that happens over time. So when people are like, oh yeah, pop cherry, blah, 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 that's not the hymen breaking.
What is it?
It's most likely tissue tearing. So tissue on the walls of the vagina tearing versus
stretching that shit out.
Stretching it out, getting your fingers scratched, like like when you put a tampon in and it's like the end of your cycle and the tampon's really dry and you're shoving it up there, that's what happens when you put anything up there and it's not properly lubricated, and your body's not in an aroused state for the vagina to actually open, because it's like an envelope like this. So when aroused, it opens like this and the cervix pulls down.
I'm going to tell you, I was not aroused.
No way. Yeah. So it would, and that's just such a misconception because a lack of sex education that we don't talk about what a hymen is. She's educating me at 25. She's educating me at 25 now.
Oh my God. Very good. I love it. Thank you. You're learning.
Yeah.
But okay, wait. So then that means, popping cherry is basically not hymen, it's tissue, whatever.
Tissue tearing.
I bled.
Yeah.
And I was not surprised. That? And I didn't understand what that was. So I guess I technically had sex with him, right?
I mean, it depends on how you define sex too, because sex is defined in so many ways. But like for the purpose of this conversation,
he tried. Okay, let me ask you what you think. He tried to stick his hoo-ha in my vagina, but it was way too tight.
Yeah, so you weren't aroused and you weren't ready and you didn't want it.
One, I never had sex, so I was probably tighter than, damn, I should have sold that shit. I was tighter than Catholic girl. I was tighter than shit. You could not, no way. You couldn't get nothing in that.
No infiltrating that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could have been a millionaire. I'm just kidding. Well, shit, that still can. I'm looser than a goose now. Just kidding. But so, because then so then that happened, whatever. Then would you consider that me losing my virginity?
I mean, I would consider that your first sexual experience, but I don't believe in virginity, and so I don't consider anything losing virginity, because at that point,
how do you believe that?
Because digital, like your hands, fingering, that's sex.
I never did that. I didn't know what that was.
Penis and vagina is sex. Penis and anus is sex. Toys and anus is sex. Like all of these things are sex. So it just depends on how you're defining sex. But in terms of that being your first sexual experience, then yeah, that would be your first sexual experience.
Because I think virginity to most people is when
a penis goes in a vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that completely erases people who are queer and have different experiences. And it also, intercourse is a penis in a vagina, but sex cannot be defined as a penis in a vagina because there are so many ways to have sex. And many of them have absolutely nothing to do with a penis whatsoever.
Did you ever do Tantra?
I've done a little bit of Tantra, yeah. I haven't studied it, but yeah.
Because I just watched in the documentary, sorry, sidebar, but you guys, I watched this documentary on Netflix. Fuck, which was it? What was it? Because like, I've been trying to educate myself more, you guys. Like, I'm still trying to educate myself. But I'm watching a lot of documentaries, and there's this documentary that like, oh yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but then they do different episodes about products and things, and they did one about bee venom. They did one, and the causes of the benefits of bee venom, and then they did one on Tantra sex, and I was like, I watched that and I was like, I want to try that.
Yeah, and Tantra is so much about
that's just like
breathing and sharing energy and creating space and cultivating these things. So
I want to try that.
Yeah. Tantra is beautiful. And you can do that with friends. You can do that with lovers. Like
friends, no way.
It's all in how you define intimacy, right? Like there's so many different
ways. Intimate like you with you like that.
But we are intimate in different ways. But it's, like regulated breathing and eye gazing and things like that, which you can do with a friend. It's very vulnerable. That's like people don't look in each other's eyes for extended periods of time. That's why when I do sensuality workshops, eye gazing is always a part of that. I'm tapping into all of the senses that we have.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, you do. I want to go to your sensuality workshop next time you do it.
Yeah.
I really want to do that.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, your nails. Sorry. Anyways, sorry. Because I know you do your nails. And
I do my own nails.
Louise, you do such a good job.
Thank you.
Anyways,
thank you.
Oh, wait, what was I telling you? I asked you if you thought it was but you don't believe in it.
But it's not up to me to decide that for anybody. Even if I was working with a client and they asked me that, it's not my body and it's not my experience.
Well,
so it wouldn't be mine to.
If that was to you, that was a sexual experience that like it was like he could not get it in. He was like, I cannot get this in. So he just could not do it. And then the second time I had sex, which was cut to 4 years later. Oh God, I hope my parents don't listen to this.
They probably won't. Ugh. It's called Birds and Bees Don't Fuck, so I'm gonna guess they're not going to.
No, they'll listen to anything I post.
Oh, that's sweet. Hi, Mom.
No. Ugh, no. All right.
Shut it off. Shut it off now. She probably already has.
God. No, people want to listen to this shit. They're your mom or dad.
Oh, my parents absolutely do not.
No, they look like my nosy ass pieces of. No, just kidding. Nosy. When cut to 4 years later, it was very easy. It was not hard at all.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking my tissue was a rip though. So that's what I think. But it was a terribly negative first experience with sex, and I was not educated. I remember I used to have dreams, and in fact, about that boy. That's so weird. I wonder if I was like having an intuitive moment, but that I was having sex with that boy.
The one that didn't want to go, or the one that the 14-year-old?
When I was 14.
Okay,
he was 15.
Yeah.
So we were just a year apart. That when I would have dreams, but I wouldn't know, even in the dream, when I would dream about sex, because I guess I was in the development phase where you're like into it, I wouldn't know how it went.
Because you didn't have any research.
So it was like we were like laying, I think one dream was just laying on top of each other and no movement or something, and not really knowing what it was, and not knowing what it, like when he stuck his hoo-ha in my vagina. When I did not know what the fuck was happening. Yeah. I was like, what is going on? This is what sex is? No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
So, I did not know anything.
So when you fast forward, because I'm sure that would, that's a whole other conversation of what you would have had to process.
I just want to point out too about my town. So I do come from like a Bodong town, but that doesn't mean everybody was like me. There were some really intelligent people.
Of course, yeah.
There were other people that like were smart and like and educated in different ways that I weren't. That's just how I think I processed things. as like the way I learned. I like would just memorize to like get good grades, and I didn't really retain anything or truly understand. I could memorize.
That's the schooling system, right? And I was terrible at memorizing, so I did not do well in school.
But it was good because you are very educated, so what you did take in, you really understood.
Yeah.
Which is actually, I think, a lot better than just being able to memorize and then coming back later in life, you know, and being like, what the heck? Like, I don't remember anything about that. In fact, the whole Catholic religion, I don't know a lot. I had to relearn stuff because I didn't even retain it. I had no idea. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah.
Yeah. So then, as an adult, where do you feel like you learned the most?
About sex?
Yeah. Like coming from nothing there, and then just like, you know, other than like just being with people and doing, do you feel like you, like anything clicked for you in different ways from like different things you started watching, or did you like ever watch porn or anything like that? Or were you just kind of like, I'm just gonna figure this out as we go? Oh, I know.
Rosie's is so freaking cute. I wish you could show that.
The Rose Bowl.
She's so cute. I can't even. She just took my attention immediately. I don't want to say I have ADHD, but I think I'm a little. Oh my God, Rosie, her dog, is so cute in a little cup. Oh my God,
she's this little bowl that she's.
I should take a picture and post it so people can see it.
Yeah, we'll post it on the internet. I know. Follow Birds and Bees Don't Fuck Without the U on Instagram.
Okay, wait, so how did what was the question?
So just, you know, like okay, your sex education sucked growing up. So how did you figure it out?
Do a lot of people say this story? Is my story unique? I'm just sorry to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it unique, or a lot of people have this story?
This story, I would say, not this. So the story of like going to Catholic school or like having religion be like, don't do it, you're gonna burn in hell. Like that's not unique, because that does come up for a lot of people.
I want it to be unique.
Yeah.
I want to be special.
You are special. Yeah. Well, no one has told me that the devil will take over your body yet, so good. That one's all yours. I can name this episode "The Devil Will Take Over Your Body."
Oh my God!
I won't do that. Well, if you want me to,
you can name it whatever you want. But no, what was I going to tell you? Well, okay.
So actually, let's fast forward, because
So
when did you go from like, I know absolutely nothing about sex to I'm a pole dancer? Like that is a big.
But pole dancer isn't sex to me.
It's not, but it's a sexy sexual art, and it is tied to strippers, right? Especially back in the day, like way back before it was as popular as it is now, because it's still seen that way. And so like, what was, and especially because you said that you do it when you go home too. So like, that would be a dream too.
So, okay, this is how my brain works. I don't know, how do I explain this in words? You'll get it, what I'm going to explain. So, I'll try to condensify it. So, when I was back then when I was younger and pure and all that, I still liked sexy chicks. Not like I'm attracted to sexy chicks. Maybe I am, who knows, I don't know. But like, I loved like the Playboy bunny symbol.
Oh my God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my whole room was Playboy.
Oh my God.
And like, not that I understood what the magazine was, but I liked the idea of hot chicks and being a hot chick. Carmen Electra was my idol.
Love her.
I'm debating on getting
out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Obsessed. It was. Her, Jenny McCarthy, and Pam Anderson were my idols.
Yes.
They were, and I used to be so embarrassed to admit that as I got older, but now I'm just admitting it. Those were my idols. Pam Anderson, Carmen Electra was numero uno, and Jenny McCarthy, because Jenny McCarthy was so good at sexy funny.
Hot and funny.
So good at it.
Hot and funny. Like, I also watched them, and I was like, they're so hot, and they're so funny, and they're hosting these shows, like, 100%. I was like, I want to be them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be them.
This is why I tell you, I'm telling you, if I knew you back then, you would have, you're the thing I need. You were the puzzle piece that I needed in my life. If I had you, I would have loved you. Because I always was very attracted to, like, then also getting other pretty girls to be in cliques with me. Mm-hmm. So, like, I liked, but, like, we weren't popular.
Yeah.
Because
I was never a cool kid.
Hell no. Because people like you guys, people like that, like Carmen Electra, back then in that time, we were not cool. We were viewed as the sluts. And I didn't even know what sex was. But I loved women like that. And I started a gang when I was 18.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh my God. Literal girl gang.
Because, like, we had the Bloods. We literally had these gangs in my town. And I was like, and I didn't understand, what that meant. So I was like, well, there should be a gang of women, so I'm going to start that. And we're going to have freaking yard sales.
Oh my God.
And so then the police came to my mom's house because she thought I was running a prostitution thing.
Oh
but like
my
I was just like,
God.
no, like I just want to have like be around other women that like are pretty and sexy and bad. And that's where I eventually came up with my idea of Bad Girls Ball, which was my YouTube channel where I'd get pretty actresses to come do pranks with me and videos, and we would do that in New York City, and I loved it. So I was always very much into sexiness, not understanding like that it has to do with sex.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, because I didn't understand. I never equated pole dance, even pole dance, like, ooh, it's a sexy art form. I like that, but I don't like the act of sex. Like I don't want to. Like, I don't want it to, like, I'm not doing it for men's approval.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Although I always like to be whistled at. And, like, I liked when people I like being catcalled. Because it's, like, attention. So I'm like, ooh, people think I'm attractive. I like that. But I'm not doing it solely for that. It's more about me looking at myself in the mirror, being like, I'm like Carmen. I want to be like Carmen.
Yeah. Yeah. You are your own Carmen.
Oh, my gosh. I think I'm going to try to get Carmen on Comedy Pole Show.
Carmen Electra, come on Comedy Pole Show.
I got close, but the thing is that I wasn't prepared enough. I need to be more prepared for Carmen, but I could get her as I probably
You will. You'll get her. Mark my words now. It's January 2024, and Carmen Electra will be on Comedy Pole Show.
I gotta write something for her. I gotta come up with something very specific. Oh my God, I love her so much. I think I might die though. I think I might die if I saw her and I just, because she's just one of those. But anyways, so. What did you ask me?
So we were just talking about funny hot women, actually.
So I was always into that. That was like my thing. So when I went to New York City and lived, I worked at Hooters. Like I got my first job was at Hooters around other women. That and I felt like that was the best place for me to go because it wasn't about men. Even though it was about men, our clients were men, and I was a lot more tolerant of bullshit back then. Yeah. So like. I probably gave my phone number out to 1,000 guys.
Oh my God.
Because I used to.
Did they use it?
Oh, they would call me. I'd get screamed at because I'd never answer it.
Oh my God.
I would never answer the phone, but I'd give them my actual phone number. I just would never pick up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, how could you give me your phone number? You're not going to answer it. But I'm 18.
You're like, I'm fucking 18. Like, I'm a child, basically.
You're going to tip me. I'm not going to give you some fake number. I'm going to give you my real number and make it seem like we're going to hang out and then I'm just never going to talk to you. Like, that's what my logic was.
And you didn't know at the time to give the fake number, so.
Right.
Nobody taught you that.
I mean, yeah. And also, like, I did really well at Hooters. You guys, I would not brush my hair or put any makeup on, and I would get yelled at all the time because you had to, like, look good. But I would do so well because people like a good conversation, and I would seem like I was like really into them, but not like I was being fake. I was really into them.
Yeah. You're genuinely like, curious about people. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want my number? Okay, here's my number. Woohoo! But what was really great about Hooters was the camaraderie with the other women. Yeah. Because we were all around the same age. Even like there was some older Hooter girls that I loved, and we were all. They taught me. I moved to New York City by myself at 18, and I'm from Bodunk, New York, where I'm not very educated. I mean, I'm 18, roaming the streets of New York. I don't know much of anything. I don't know how to go to a restaurant. I don't know how to do much of anything. I'm not very educated as far as sex goes. I know guys like me and tore my fucking body apart, let me tell you, in high school, not just that guy, but other guys too, because they don't know what they're doing and they're shoving their fists up my vagina and shit.
And we also, we're not taught about arousal. We're not taught about, nothing was ever focused on female pleasure, and there was no lube. Like, we weren't using lube,
Not in my, you think
I mean, I think I started using lube when I was, 19. But,
really?
but I was really early on all those things. Well, obviously, I was early on all those things. And, I had lube and sex toys, and, I was...
What?
Yeah, girl.
I would have loved you.
I was literally listening to Dr. Ruth when I was 8 years old under the blankets in the dark, really, really low, and watching real sex. So, I knew about Tantra when I was fucking 8. I didn't know it, but I was watching shows like that on HBO because my family did have HBO and Black Box and all that stuff. So, I had exposure really, really young, and I was just always fascinated. Always and still.
I think you would terrify me. I think there's parts that I would love you, but I think back then, you would terrify me.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I was like out doing everything when I was that young or anything, but like, yeah, it's, I mean, there's a reason why I do this, right? Like, yes. I've always had the fascination and curiosity, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you've educated me a lot, to be honest, as my friend, you know, because like, there's a lot of things that I, like, you know, even just conditioned to do as a female. Sorry, I'm backing up. But as a female, you say like female pleasure, it's like, that's even to this day in my hometown, like that's, again, not everybody. There's a lot of people that are not, but a lot of them are like,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, this is about me. Yeah. Like, it's about the guy. Like, go down on you, that's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, my town is very much like that, which is why
I got
so
many towns like that.
Yeah,
like, it's, we're so, I was having this discussion the other day with somebody that in LA, they're, we're in a certain circle here. Mm-hmm. And even within the circle, because, pole dancing is a sensual art. So, like, we are among a different community of people that are more open, that are more connected to these types of things. And just generally being in a coastal town like this, in a creative town, whatever, it is so much different just outside of the city in this state alone, in this county. Like, go to Orange County and it's a lot different, like, obviously there's still people like us there too, but we have this skewed perspective of how and where other people are at on this sexual journey and understanding bodies and how sex works and how pleasure works and all of that. And so it's hard for a lot of people to remember, like, oh yeah, that's just the people that I know, because we're in this little bubble. Talk about a bubble, there are different types of bubbles.
Yes. Yeah, totally. So yeah, I got a lot of my sex education truly at Hooters. I never fingered myself. I never like masturbated. I thought that was like what? How do you even do it? I still don't think I did it right. I don't think I orgasm right, to be honest. I actually don't. I think that's why I want to take Tantra. I want to I don't think I do that right. But there was this girl who I now follow on. I think she's trying to build her TikTok. If she lets me help promote, I'll out her who she is. But she was a Leo, and she was from Atlanta, and she was 6 years older than me. And I can't remember totally how it came up, but I remember where we were, and we were talking, and I was 24. No, she was 26, and I was 20. But I started masturbating at 24. So I wonder, maybe my timeline is off because she was 6 years old. I don't know. Anyways, but I started masturbating at 24. But like she said, like, yeah, that's what she was like, kind of like acting like, no, that's what people do. Yeah. Very Leo. Yeah. Like, no, like people I masturbate. She was like telling me how like yeah, I masturbate. Like that's what it is. And She was explaining something to me that was like, huh. I could do that. Like, that's cool. Like, so a lot of my education came from, and they also, because I was young, so I started working at Hooters at 19, and a lot of these girls, like, they could see, a lot of them are from New York. They're from New York, so they're a lot more educated and street smart.
Yeah, street smart.
They're seeing this little podunk girl. Like, there's a terrible story that I could tell right now, but it's, she became my best friend. She was also a Leo, but she hates it. She hates this story so much because
don't tell it.
But like, I gotta tell it. So look, she was a hostess. She was being the hostess, but she's a lot older. She's a lot older than me too. But she was Trinidadian. Okay. And when I first saw her, I was like, what is this? Yeah. I went to the bathroom. I was afraid.
Oh no.
Because I had no idea what her ethnicity was. Like, I was like, who is this person? Like, this is strange. But she was beautiful. And I thought, not that I was like, I don't want to be her friend. I was just like, what is this? Like, we're in the United States of America. I'm in the state of New York. I don't even know what that is.
Well, because you had no access to people from different countries.
No. So when I first saw her and I told her, I think it's not that she doesn't like it. I think she's just like, like, what the fuck are you saying?
I mean, I understand the feeling as people, like, it's, you don't, depending on who you are, you can't take it on, but it's basically being like growing up, I heard, what are you?
I didn't say that to her.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, on the receiving end of it, yeah, it's kind of like you're an alien or like you're this thing that people can't understand, but it's just like, no, you just
Never seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I loved her. Oh my God. And then we became best friends. Yeah, because she was mischievous and bad and taught me a lot and taught me street smart. She was from Brooklyn, you know, and so like she taught these girls, it was like a sorority. I always called it like a hardcore sorority. They taught me everything I knew. But like, you know, I was also like younger than them the first time I did coke and like all that stuff with these girls. Yeah. And so like they would watch out for me. They'd be like, no, Christina, you're not doing coke. Like, and I'd be like, come on, I want to do it. You guys are all doing it. But I was younger.
Yeah.
So
they were protective.
Yes. Yeah. And so, but they taught me about men and how men should treat me. You guys, they were savage. They were savage about how men should treat women. Yeah. Because, you know, we're all broke. We're working at Hooters. So there was very high standards of how if a man wanted to take you out or date you, how they needed to treat you. And they taught me that, which I loved.
Yeah. But you're also, you know, in that type of an atmosphere, you always have to have your boundaries and your standards and stuff like that. But like, that type of an atmosphere can be ripe for abusive behavior if somebody's not teaching you what is okay and what is not okay, especially if you're inexperienced, you know? Like, you're going to get all sorts of different types of people making advances at you and trying to take you out and do this and do that. And like, a lot of it is just bullshit because they're going to see you in a certain way because society teaches us that, right? Bullshit. And not to value hot, sexy women just because they're showing their tits and their ass. Like, yep, these are my assets. So, and
we all had a bunch of abusive boyfriends, including me. My first one, my first one out there, he said, again, it's like lack of education. Yeah. It's we did an MTV pilot, and that was the first job I ever got, and I was 18. So I started working Hooters, and I was dating him, and then the girls helped me get away from him, but that was hard. Because he was gross, but he was really cute. He looked kind of like Justin Timberlake, and I was just like, the first thing, I'm young, you know, I don't know anything about judging personalities. I mean, I'm questionable now. I mean, you see some of my choices in dating, so it's questionable still. But his first, they had to ask him. You know, it was a dating pilot, and they had to ask him a question. He was very charismatic. He was from Queens, you know, and he was like, "Yeah, all girls are pigs." Da, 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 da. Oh. And I was like, "Give me more!
Oh my God,
give me more! Yes, I want you."
It's those baby blues.
Not listening to what he's saying, and oh my God, he was awful. He was terrible to me. I almost had to move back home. But yeah. So learning then after that, the next big relationship that I can remember wasn't even a relationship. It was like just a manipulation. Yeah. It was like this guy, I wasn't attracted to him. He was just a friend, but then like, I think he liked the chase of it. So would manipulate me, like to get to like have him have power over me. And I just wanted to get away from that, but didn't know how to get away. I think like I was very blessed, like something was looking over me and whatever, because my choices as like I lived alone in my own apartment at 19. Oh my God. I worked really hard at Hooters, and then I got my own place and in Queens, and like I was very, knock on wood, very blessed that like things did not turn out worse because of my lack of education. And some of the other girls, you know, like they would like, one had to go home because she got raped and like stuff like that. It's just, I'm not the only one who's not educated. So But yeah, that was that. And then after that, just a series of terrible experiences with men and actors and, you know, just disrespect until I met, am I being too long-winded?
No, it's fine. We are just about at time.
Well, come on. What do you need? You don't have to have a time.
I do have a time.
Oh, stop it. You're such a rule follower.
I am, but also when it comes to advertising and pitching, then you do.
Oh, whatever.
So
anyway. I'm your
also,
best
listeners
friend.
do not listen for that long, so I'm not about to have this.
You do not know.
No, I don't. I do know. I've had podcasts before. I'm not.
Okay, if you're listening here right now, tell Ariel some people get to have more time because they're friends and they're more important. But anyways, so what was I telling you? Oh, I met my serious boyfriend. Yeah. Who came from Westchester. He was Jewish. Not that matters, but I met him actually on the street. I was working for Snapple, giving out free Snapples, and he like came up to me. And at the time I was so sick of dealing with mean guys, and never really having good sex ever. And yeah, never. Nobody ever made me orgasm or anything like that. And he was very nice and attractive. And I remember seeing him for the first time. I had like a little intuitive moment where I was like, it was weird. It was such a weird feeling where I was like, that guy. Like I looked at him and I was like, that guy. Like I'm gonna be with him.
Wow. Like
it was just him walking up to me at the Snapple thing. It was just weird. It was like almost like I went into outer space and I came back into my body, and then Brett Ratner called me. Like when I was talking to him, like we were talking and I could just, like I was talking to him and we were having a good conversation, and then Brett Ratner called me because I was in the movie Tower Heist, and I was like, and this is before, he got canceled and all that, but he called me and I'm like, oh my God, this is a good sign. This guy's good luck.
Wow.
So then he taught me like how to be. He taught me like, I mean, we were both 25. We were both the same age. He taught me how to go to a restaurant. I didn't even know what that was. Like, he's like, you want to get drinks? And I was like, oh, that's cool. I never did stuff like that. I was just working to get by and pay for my apartment.
Survival. You were in survival mode for so long.
Yeah, and like not like I didn't have fun. I'd go get, I'd go to clubs, you know, like.
Yeah. I mean, you were fucking 20, 21, 22, 23 in the city. Like, of course you're going to go to clubs.
Yeah, so I do stuff like that, but I, whatever. And then I went for drinks with him, and I thought that was fascinating. And then he asked me to dinner on our third date, and that was like, whoa, what's this? Like, going to dinner with a guy in a place like this? What's that? It was like, I had my Ariel moment. It's like, look at this. Wait, no, it's a whole new world.
Jasmine, yeah.
Oh, that's Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, but so then he also told, the sex with him was beautiful. He was a very generous lover and made me orgasm for the first time, and kind, and just a really kind person, and taught me so much about the way life. He's grew up in Westchester in a more affluent area. He was very intelligent. I think he got like almost a perfect score on his SATs.
Wow.
Like, literally what the one down was from that.
Wow.
Went to Cornell, very educated, good, calm family. So he showed me how I should be treated as a human being, and also in sex. So I learned a lot from him, my relationship with him, and it was beautiful. We almost got married, but we didn't. But like I love that relationship. It was a beautiful relationship where it changed me as a human being, and taught me. So I think that was probably where I learned. And then once we broke up, getting caught in like toxic, some toxic situations, but I'm still learning, because like I was with that really healthy relationship for 10 years where I learned a lot, and then that still was like, that was 10 years like of my adult life. So it was beautiful, it was wonderful, I learned a lot, but like also there was a lot more to learn about life. So that's kind of why we broke up, because I was kind of getting like, I want to experience life. And so my next relationship was a little weird. So, it was like, great at first, and then learning about narcissism and like someone who's selfish again. So it's not like I'm perfect, and I'm not like, oh, I'm totally educated now.
No.
I still am learning, and I still am going to go through toxic things and not great sex, and allowing people to treat me in ways that I shouldn't be treated, because I think it just happens. But for me, at least.
But we're learning, right? Like, as long as we're like learning and moving forward, and wherever you are on a journey of learning, it's so much about the awareness, and the more aware you become, the earlier you can catch these things, and you stop ignoring signs of things, and you stop pushing past your boundaries, and you stop all of those things. But it takes time, and it takes practice, we all, whatever patterns are that we have, we do fall into our patterns because we're human beings. Like, we're gonna do that. But if we're also doing the work at the same time, then those patterns become clearer for us earlier, so that we have the ability to make those shifts and shift out of those patterns and create new ones that are healthier for us. But it's a process, and we all have to be able to and willing to do the work and look at it and whatever that is for you, you know, in any area of life.
Now with my life, like I've never really been it's crazy. I love pole dance. So what attracted me to pole dance, again, like the Carmen Electra type thing. And it was always like being around other females, the female camaraderie of Beast Fun, like even though it wasn't that camaraderie-esque, but it was also like meeting in a comedy pole show, like it's not just, well, see, with my show, I don't view it as female. I view it as anybody. The common denominator is pole dance.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
because you have all different genders and identifiers.
Yep. So it's like I view it as a sport. So like the sexiness is genderless, you know. But
sexiness is genderless.
Yes, but I also view it as sport, and a lot of my training with pole dance was tricks. I didn't do choreography until I had done pole dance for like 3 or 4 years. It was just tricks,
which is different for me.
Yes,
because I'm choreography and I can't do tricks for shit.
Yes, but like so it was always like Cirque du Soleil, circus tricks. So it wasn't that. Yes, but coming into it was like, oh, that's cool, that's sexy. But anyways, so yeah, but now like I don't like, as far as sex goes, I don't want it.
Yeah,
I don't want it. I like the simplicity of not having it in my life.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at now. I just like I like being able to get stimulated by other things other than that, like any kind of sensuality or sex stuff, because I feel like it's just it fucks with your hormones, Ariel.
It does fuck with your hormones.
You know, and I'm not about to get fucked in my hormones right now. We've got too much shit to do.
Too much shit to do. That's all fair. Well, it's time for a pop quiz.
I don't know. I feel like I rambled too much and did not answer your question.
No, this is all conversational. We just talk on this podcast.
Did I talk your ear off?
No, my ears are still on. Literally, my cans are on.
Okay.
The space between the testicles and the anus, or the vaginal canal and the anus, is called what?
Taint.
Or
plaint.
Why are you shaming me? Taint. I'm not shaming you.
Right now?
I'm not shaming you.
You know I don't know
it is the nickname is, well, nobody knows the answers to these. The nickname is a taint, but the formal name is a perineum, and it's very sensitive. So play with your lover's perineum.
For females too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So everybody has a perineum.
Okay.
And it is that space between your genitals and your butthole.
Ooh.
It's the taint. But I feel like growing up, I only learned it as like a taint on a dude or a person with a penis. But no, we all have perineums. And they feel good, so play with them. You can put a little vibrator there, you can put a little finger there, you can massage it, you can do some things, use some lube, and have a good time.
Ooh.
Where can people find you?
Oh, come on, Ariel, let's keep talking.
We will, but not on air.
You guys.
If you want to hear us keep talking, you can pay us for that.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Yeah.
No, at Christina Calph on all social media, at Comedy Pole Show. If you're in LA, come see Comedy Pole Show at Dynasty Typewriter. What is it? Wednesday, February 21st at 7:30. I've got Ricky Lindholm on that show so far, and then I have I've got I've got Tia Jax on the show. She's from Toronto.
Yay.
I'm really excited. 2 dancers from Luscious Maven, Teresa Williams and Adriana Santos, and then I've got Aqua Diva. I'm bringing her back.
Cool.
She's unreal. She is unreal. She is very, very good. But anyways, so yeah.
Great. So we're going to have a link in the bio also so that you can get tickets to the show.
Yes, thank you, Ariel.
And then what about Last Improv Show?
Oh, Last Improv Show. So Last Improv Show, oh God, we don't have time because Ariel's so much with the rules. Convinced. No, Last Improv Show is really quick. It's a show that's based on improv comedy with celebrities telling monologues, and that's every 2nd and 4th Friday at Dynasty Typewriter as well. We're going to spoil it because Ariel thinks nobody listens, so I'm going to tell you the monologists I have so far.
Do it.
I've got, this next one's Stephanie Courtney, aka Flo. Mm-hmm. Then after that, it's David Cross.
Fun.
From, what the hell?
Arrested Development.
Yeah.
And so many other things. David Cross is fantastic.
He's so good.
He's going to be great.
Oh my God, legendary. And then after that, then the next person that I know of is Randall Park from Fresh Off the Boat.
See, she gets big fucking names.
Yes. And then, of course, the incredible improvisers like Nicole Byer, Bobby Moynihan, who else is on the Sexual? Edie Patterson. Mike Mitchell, Gabris, Dan is our cast. So it's gonna be freaking. This next show is gonna be flipping awesome, and hopefully Flo will improvise too.
Ooh,
I gotta stop calling her Flo. Hopefully,
that's everybody
Stephanie
knows her,
Courtney will improvise because she's Growling's incredible.
What a great
comedian.
character!
Yes.
What a great character. Flo from
Progressive.
Flo from Progressive. That's right.
I'm just excited because she's like, I mean, of our time, she's the #1 commercial actor of our time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So excited to hear what
it
she
was
has to
the
say.
sprint guy, and then she blew him past the water. Like she was like, took off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he monetized that shit real quick when his contract landed. When his contract ended, he was like, "Yo, Verizon, let's do this." Although for sure, Verizon was all up in like his agent manager, like kudos to you, like whatever deals you were doing, they were literally waiting until the day that contract was up. And whatever agency, like that probably came from an ad agency being like, you know what we should fucking do? Find out when that guy's contract is up. You know that was from some creative. I want to know the story behind that. So if anybody knows the story behind that, especially
have him come.
Ad people, yeah. So
let's book him. I'll help you.
We're
gonna get him.
She is a top fucking booker, so if
Let's
you're good
do it.
enough, maybe she'll help you. If you like this show, please like it, subscribe, tell a friend, give a 5-star review, help me spread the fucking word about this shit. Because we're a little baby podcast against celebrities, and I am not a celebrity, so like,
Yes,
help me
you
out.
are. Don't say that.
Thank you. I have classes. I have a yes, no, maybe list. So if you want some help having better sex, getting creative ideas, and talking to your lover,
Me.
download your yes, no, maybe list at birdsandbeesdon'tfuck.com. And if you want a little bit of extra help, there is a class to go along with that.
Yes, no, maybe. Wait,
Yes, no,
what do you
maybe.
mean by that?
So it's a list of activities. I have it broken down into sensuality, so there's no sex involved, like no sexual acts. Then we have just some like ideas to get things flowing. I've got a section on positions, a section on toys, and a section on a little bit kinky, like kinkier stuff to try.
Oh my god.
And so each one of the partners will take their own list. Everybody prints it out or gets it, wherever you're gonna get it. And for all the activities, you mark, yes, I wanna do this. No, I don't want to do this, or maybe I want to do it but not right now, and then you can write little notes on it, and then you come back together and you can talk through and see which yeses line up and see, what maybe you want to look into a little bit more. Maybe you want to hire me as your coach to help you look into that a little bit more. I can refer you to a different person who specializes in a different thing, but it's a communication tool to get what you want.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's on your website?
Yeah, birdsandbeesdon'tfuck.com.
Okay.
With and without the U, because it's a website.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ariel.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, did I just turn on your lights?
No, they turn on a timer. We're magic.
Oh my gosh, it was like, when they say 2 witches are together, it's more powerful.
Yes.